All right, welcome back, and we're going to now turn our attention to Terrebonne Parish and Michel Claudet, and he is in the house right now. And of course, he went on a helicopter flight over the parish today. And first of all, tell us a little bit about the flight and what did you see?
Actually, we had quite a crew. There was Norby and Gordy, Reggie, Perry Blanchard went, Jerome Zarang, and it was quite a crowd that we went, and we went throughout the entire area.
In fairness to you, before we start, that floodgate is not your problem. I want to make that clear. And you were in the air, but that's a whole
It was in the
so
air.
I don't want people to mix it up. I want to be fair with everybody.
And Martin, I have no real knowledge of what took place. When we left, it was closed, and when we got back, we started receiving phone calls, and I haven't been able to.
Well, we'll find out, but I just want to make it clear. I know that's not your problem, so we don't want audience to sort of think it was, so to speak. So go ahead. What did you see?
So anyway, we flew all around the parish, and let me just start off with our day. This morning we met with parish and levee district to work on the damage assessments that we need to do and the dewatering that we already knew needed to be taking place. And we have a plan, we believe, to dewater all of the areas that need to be dewatered. In addition to that, we ended up where we sent our workers down to the lower parts of the parish to start cleaning roads and other matters. We left after we did all that, and we went on the helicopter tour, and we went around the parish, and we took off from the Houma Airport. We went down Dularge, a lot more water than we anticipated. It's my understanding it may still be going.
You're talking about Dularge. Let's roll Dularge in, Jay, from another helicopter flight, but at least people will see what the parish president is talking about. Okay, and you can just tell us about Dularge.
And they have a lot of water in the back of Dularge, next to what's called the Mormon Levee. They also had some water right around the Falgout Canal Marina pump station, where you could see that it was going over the levee right in that area, and there was a lot of water there, right by Gabby Court. Anyway, Martin, one of the things too in that Dr. Beatrice Road, that's one of the things that we're going to budget for, to elevate that portion of that area or build some type of barrier so it doesn't cross. In Lower Dularge, they had a lot of water down there also because it had covered Brady Road and a number of them. But what's good in the Dularge area is that they've opened that floodgate down the barge gate at the bottom of Bayou Dularge, and water's flowing out tremendously right now, and we're really pleased for that. We flew over Falgout Canal Road. It was still underwater in places. We ended up going over the pontoon bridge right by the Dulac pontoon bridge, and it was in the non-operational position because of the high water.
I think we have some Dulac footage too. Hate to keep interrupting you, Jay. If you just try to punch it up and just follow him, that'll be good. So
we flew around the Shrimpers Row Dulac area. A lot of water in the back of the homes on the Lake Boudreaux side of Bayou Grand Caillou, and obviously we saw some pumps really kicking out some water, and we're expecting that we're going to be able to dewater that without too much difficulty. The problem that we really have is on the Shrimpers Row side, on the Houma Navigation side. Actually, there's a forced drainage system there. One of the barriers is Bayou Gilliam Road, and that was overtopped in that area. And that pump was just circulating water, I can assure you of that. And that's something is being addressed and is going to be addressed.
Now, this is shots from John Gonsolin, who sent me footage from his helicopter shooting it on his iPhone, but you can just tell, and he does get to areas that had homes in it, but you can just see a lot of water everywhere, and it's hard to tell where the water's. Yeah, this is Dulac right here, so there you have it. I mean, you can see there's just a lot of water everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Now that looks like the lower part of Dulac.
Right,
though.
it is.
Much further down. Well, anyway, from basically the post office all the way up to the area around Susie Canal, that levee obviously was one of the best that we have in the parish, and it held up fine. It's got a lot of water that needs to be pumped out. In the upper reaches, there's water that needs to be dewatered, and we're certainly going to do that. We flew over Bayou Little Caillou. I was surprised at how much water was in the back of that system, and we have a dewatering plan. All of the pump stations out there, we're pumping full blast, and we are working to do that. I spoke to Perry Blanchard when we got down, and we didn't know anything about anything else at the time, and he indicated we were going to be getting a lot of additional portable pumps to put back there to assist in that drainage. We then flew over the Montague area, and actually Montague Pointe-aux-Chenes, Pete Lambert says this, that they fared the best, and I'm hoping that that's correct. There was a breach in the Montague Marsh Management Levee there, and Martin, there is a lot of rain. We had water that pushed up into our community, and we also had so much rain. And what I'm concerned, just like Charlotte says, that water throughout the entire area trickles down, and it ultimately comes through Lafourche or Terrebonne. And those are two things. And it comes through us in a couple of ways. It comes in our 11B system from the Thibodeau area, and then it comes down the Terrebonne-Lafourche Drainage Canal. The Bayou Black floodgate is open. It's going out there. We had some difficulty with the three structures along Bayou Black at Elliott Jones, Hanson, and Miners Canal, in that the water levels from the intercoastal was still about equal, and it was trying to determine when we were going to be able to open those, and we need to open them fairly quickly. I will say this, I'm very pleased. The water was coming in from the Houma Navigation Canal at about 25,000 CFS, and now the last report I had before I went up in the plane this morning, the helicopter, was that it was going out discharging at 15,000 CFS. So that was a big change. It may even be more, because that'll help get that level down. Now, they have opened the Bayou Terrebonne floodgate, which is going to also alleviate a lot of the water in that area. There are still roads that we have problems with, and it's kind of like what Charlotte said. This is one that you would think that you wouldn't have so much trouble with, but it's Savan Road, right in the area between MLK and 311. And we built a little berm there. When I left this morning, they were going to put up pumps and open that up. I have them working right now because I want it open for tomorrow. I don't understand what's the problem, because I thought it would be simple enough. I know this. We used every potential portable pump. We found a couple of things that were problems too, along Bayou Black, where we had built levees to try to protect from the backwater flooding. Unfortunately, some of them, the drainage hadn't been corrected yet, and so it accumulated back there. So we had some portable pumps in that particular area. We had problems around the parish, and we would transfer portable pumps as we need them. And hopefully, we're going to really come in tomorrow morning, have another complete briefing, but we already have a plan. They're going to be hitting the road, the ground running. Martin, I want to compliment my people on one thing in particular. I mean, that Public Works Department worked night and day. We had an engine go out at Bonanza Pump Station yesterday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they bought a brand new one from a vendor. They installed it, and it was operational by 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's not a little engine. That's a 48-inch pump. You're talking about a gigantic engine, and that's quite a humongous task.
Job well done as well. This Pointe-aux-Chenes looks like, is that right, Jay? Yeah, this is Pointe-aux-Chenes.
I was going to ask Michel what Pointe-aux-Chenes looked like from the air this afternoon.
Wet. but it's still better than it's been in the past. And I'll say this, once that Pointe-aux-Chenes tie-in levee is in, once reaches K and L go in, and once they put that barge gate in, we're going to be in great shape. If the levee district can put in reach J2, which would protect that Montague area, which is one thing I'll be sleeping easier when that J2 is up. And then we're finishing up one of the problems that caused us a lot of problems. Believe it or not, if our Thompson Road would have been up or higher, we negotiated, and well, not negotiated, but we had a problem acquiring the land rights, and that delayed us probably three months on this thing.
Is that the 40-acre reservoir?
No, I'm talking about the Thompson Road extension.
Oh, the extension.
What happened is that they started working to bring the base down, and it passes right by the Woodlawn Ranch pump station. Right. So there was some lower areas that we noticed that the pump was kind of circulating around, and it was coming around, and so we were building levees back there while we were building other things too, so that we can make certain we continue to pump. But the success story, Roberta Grove, Senator Circle, they had some water on the streets at one time. It's all been pumped off. We had some difficulties around Woodlawn Ranch last night where we thought, Woodlawn Ranch Road, where the water had creeped around, and we thought we might have some water in houses, but it turned out that we were able to build a little levee to protect them, and we're pleased with that. We had Woodlawn Ranch open this morning, and at least at the time that I was leaving on the helicopter, it appeared to be okay. Now,
What was that going on, Michelle? That was,
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
that was
Michelle.
work in the Pointe-au-Tremble area. Y'all were building
little
levees
levee.
as it was going
Yeah.
on, huh?
in Pointe-au-Tremble?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked like they were building a levee as it was, that might have been the
That's
levee.
the Pointe-au-Tremble tie-in levee, huh?
Yeah, yeah, well, it was
No,
a
this
little,
is
I
when
know
they
you were
were
looking,
building.
you were talking.
Oh, I know what it was. That's the one we were building on the side to prevent the water from continuing to come into the system.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
And we
'cause
didn't
that-
stop the Lafourche water from going anywhere, Charlotte, but
I know,
we just
I know.
prevented the non-parish levee from, water from coming into Terrebonne Parish.
See, and that's the
That's why
thing
we have
people
to
don't
move
understand. It's
forward.
hard because you can't do something that'll hurt your neighbor. You're always trying to protect yourself, but I know y'all work well
Well,
on that thing.
and Pointe-au-Tremble certainly is indicative of the worst area because the street separates us. But yet we're working in complete coordination to build those systems out there to protect everyone who lives there without regard to the boundary.
Yeah. And we want to thank the Sheriff's Department for bringing us down there this morning, and Houma PD and State Police. We tried to get as many shots as we could. Sometimes we just couldn't get far enough because the vehicle would be underwater.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that thing they built, that little potato levee,
Right.
was to prevent water from continuing to come into the forced drainage system.
Right.
Okay.
And we built it in Terrebonne.
Look at it. Well, oops. Oops.
You see right here, this is one of those things where you need to slow down. See how slow the sheriff's unit is going, then you see cars zooming past. You would think if they saw a sheriff's unit,
Yeah.
they would slow down, but hey, I guess maybe not. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I know Senator Chabert is also waiting to come on board. We'll get him on the set also, and we'll talk more about it. We'll roll in more video. We'll try to take some phone calls, and maybe he can explain what's going on with the floodgate system. So we'll be right back. Don't go away.